Hey folks, Jay here. I wanted to do a quick little video here to check out this thing right here. This is the very recent Quake sort of remaster made by Night Dive Studios for id Software, Bethesda, Microsoft, I guess. I just have this because I bought the original Quake release on Steam like 10 years ago, and that was not a good release, but it was a way to get the pack files to drop into a source port, you know, and that was sort of the primary thing that I got this for. And I wanted to just do a quick video and check this out because it's kind of neat. It's kind of cool. It's made by Night Dive Studios again, and they have been doing a lot of sort of classic remaster type of work. They did the Forsaken remaster, which was very good, no matter what you think about the game, the original game, right? They made the Turok remasters, which were very good. Again, you know, mileage may vary on how much you like those games, but those remasters are great. Recently they did Shadow Man, same thing. They did Quake 64. They did a Blood remaster, which was a little bit shaky at the start, but kind of got there with patches. So they've been doing good work in that space for a long time, and now they got sort of contracted by Bethesda, Microsoft, id Software to remaster Quake, and that's kind of cool. And this is just going to be a quick video where I check this out. This is not going to be a long let's play streamy kind of thing. There's a bunch of stuff in here, which is kind of cool, right? First of all, there's a lot of options. The game has a lot of options, and you can sort of kind of tweak and tune this game very much to your liking, which I enjoy. So, what we have here, first of all, we have single player, right? So we have, this is basically a collection of everything officially Quake related. Everything that has been released for Quake officially. So we have Quake, we have the two add-ons that were released back in the day as boxed products. It's Scourge of Armagon and Dissolution of Eternity, which are just fantastic names. Then we have Dimension of the Past. This was a weird little thing that Machine Games, those of the new Wolfenstein games, right? They did at some point as just kind of a little gag. It's like an episode of Quake levels, and I remember it was kind of neat. Wasn't really on the level of sort of like community projects for Quake, but it's cool that it's in there. And they did a new one, Dimension of the Machine, which we're going to check out later. This is pretty cool. I've actually taken a very brief look at it, and it seems to be that they're kind of doing the Arcane Dimensions thing, right? Like they're taking Quake and they're pushing it as far as they can, and it's pretty awesome. So you can kind of get a little taste of what the Quake community is kind of at these days with Dimensions of the Machine, if you're not inclined to, you know, mod the game yourself or like install mods for the game yourself, right? With something like Arcane Dimensions or whatever. So that is awesome. There's also a weird little thing where you get Quake 64 as well. So Quake was ported to a bunch of different systems, and I guess the 64 version is sufficiently different from the original. It's not just a lesser version of the original game, but it's kind of a different thing. And they just kind of put that in here as well, and we're going to also check that out later. I'm going to make timestamps in YouTube so we can actually jump to the things. We're going to do single player, new game. We're just going to go into Quake a little bit, play like a level or 2 or 3, and then we're going to maybe check out a few of the other things. And yeah, let's just go ahead. So here we go. Quake, right? So classic sort of difficulty select thing. There's one thing that this game does. I'm going to show you that. Let's just go into... Did I pick normal? Let's pick hard. Hard is more fun. Especially if we're just going to go into sort of the first thing. There's a little bit of a weird effect there. So if you go here, for example, and if you look at this guy, and if you look at my shotgun, you can see that this has kind of enhanced models. And there is actually a thing here let me show you. We go to display, and if we pick, there's model interpolation and enhanced models, right? If we turn that off, everything just has fewer polygons. You can actually see that here. And if we look at this guy, right, a little bit chunkier now. And there's also the model interpolation, which is a thing that a lot of source ports actually do, which is, this is what Quake looked like originally. See how jerky this guy is? So the model interpolation essentially interpolates the animations, and a lot of source ports like Quake Spasm or stuff like that actually do that, right? Because the herky-jerky models of the original can be kind of a tough pill to swallow for folks if you're not used to that. But I like them, and I think it's very cool that the option is in here to turn that off. What I also really like, you can turn off like texture smoothing, right? Like you can turn off the bilinear filter. So we have the chunky pixel textures, which I think looks actually a lot better. So I like that for Quake. That's one of the reasons why, you know, GL Quake made the game run much better, of course, stuff like that. But it also like put a bilinear filter over everything, and you know, there's some things about software Quake that I really like. I really like sort of a lot of early 3D games. I really like a lot of sort of the software rendered stuff where everything looks grimy and gross, and I like that. But yeah. So, this is Quake, right? So this is basically just Quake. There's also, if you have seen that earlier, we cannot go through there. That's at the end of the level. Whoops, and here we are back. There's also some more sort of added graphical effects. As you can see, there's kind of a fogginess, right? Like things get sort of foggy in the distance, which I think is a pretty cool effect. I like that. I'm not a purist. I like those enhancements. But I always like having the option, you know. So let's just murder everything here. Let's do a classic quad damage secret. That. Let's have a bit of fun with it. Boom. Boom. Haha, quad damage. Good, nice. Sploosh these guys over there. The first level of Quake is just like... It's another one of these instances like, you know, Mario 1-1 that's just seared into my brain. Or like the entire first episode of Doom or whatever. I've always been more of a Doom person than a Quake person, but I like Quake. Quake has such a strong mood that even like a Doom does not in a lot of ways. Well, it has a different mood, but one that I really like, sort of it's a very dark industrial kind of thing that, you know, a lot of that is the sound and the music, like all the Trent Reznor stuff. I'm actually not a big sort of Trent Reznor 9 Inch Nails kind of guy. I don't know, I think that's very of its time. But, it is... I really like his work on Quake. Let's jump down here. Another thing that's cool that they've retained here is the underwater warping, as you can see. See how everything just kind of warps? A lot of source ports don't have that. A lot of sort of GL-based source ports don't have that. And GL Quake back in the day also didn't have that. That was just in the software mode. And they kind of went the extra bit here to just put that kind of stuff in, even in this. So I respect that. You know, Night Dive are doing good work, as they mostly do. So, yeah, this is basically just Quake. Let's play like a level or 2 or 3, I don't know. I'm not going to go very far in this because I don't intend this to be sort of a long let's play stream kind of thing, and we're gonna want to check out the other stuff. So let's pick up. Did I not go there? I think I just didn't pick this up, right? Oh, well, okay. All right. Maybe let's just do this one. You know, again, it's like Quake is one of these games where I've played sort of the first few levels a lot. Sometimes I just throw this in and play like the first, I don't know, 4 or 5 levels. So I know these like kind of ridiculously well, as you can maybe see. Let's do that. Let's go here, and this will open and get us out here. Oh, silver key. I know. Let's double shotgun our way through this. Okay, there's a secret here, but we're going to take that later, because that's going to give us a quad damage, and I want to have the quad damage for something else. Right, so let's just go back. We kind of don't have business to be here. That's something we're going to do later, once we get the key from the other side of the level. Let's quickly clear out this area here. This is where we get the double shotgun as a non-secret for the first time. Let's quickly get rid of these guys. Did we miss anything? No. And here we are back to the start, right? So, what I'm going to do is... I don't need the armor, good. Do that. Murder you. Murder you, murder you. Let's go through here, not get hit by the traps. Ooh, don't chainsaw me, please. Thank you. Right, sploosh. Let's do this. Let's spawn in these guys. Only on hard difficulty, I believe. And now we can get that. Let's get another secret, which is down here. Yeah, as I said, I just kind of know these levels at this point. Boom. Here we go. Got hit by the nail thrower there, but it's fine. Okay, so up here, now we got the swordy boys. Hey, swordy boys. There we go. Do that. Boosh, boosh. Boosh, boosh. What did that do again? I forget. I don't know. I think that extends the bridge, right? I don't know. Get the key. Let's get the key. And now it is time to get the quad damage, because it's much more useful in what we're about to go to. So let's get it. Quad damage. Open that. Let's open this, and that's gonna know the reason why I wanted the quad damage here. It's not a problem, but we're gonna get a few of these guys. And I'm not playing very well, but it's fine because I have the quad damage. You know, they are not an issue really, but we don't have any sort of grenade or rocket launchers yet. Oops, I always fall down. Jesus Christ, Jay, come on. You know, it just lets you make quick work of this. Look at that pretty little face. Okay. Let's go up here. Got a few more folks here. Oops. 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 I'm really not playing well. I'm playing super sloppily, but that is okay. Murder. And here we go. 90. Poof. And that's that. That's Quake, right? This is Quake as we like it and as we love it. So, well, yeah, it's just Quake. So let's end the game here. This is a good way to play Quake, right? If you're not the type of person who likes to tinker around with source ports, although they are pretty easy to use for the most part, you just drop the pack files in and it works, right? And the music, the CD music. But this just lets you download the thing off of Steam or like Nintendo eShop or whatever, and just play the game in a great way, in a nicely modernized way. It is very customizable. It's great. It's a good way to play Quake, right? I like that this is out now. Let's quickly. So these are the add-ons essentially, right? This is Scourge of Armagon. These are the add-ons that were released back then in the 90s, and I think these are like 2 episodes each, if I remember correctly. I'm not that familiar with this. We have sort of the fun little Quake gravity effects. They were also in the original, yeah, already, but Art skill, here we go, right? This is Scourge of Armagon, and it's cool that these are in here. It just makes this a more complete package. So we have Dimension of the Past here, which is the machine games thing. And I remember being kind of so-so on this when it came out, but I kind of came around to it. It's cool, right? It's very, very... it very much leans on the original in style, but it feels more linear, right? Like, well, this kind of secret area, it kind of gets better over the course of it, but the first level feels very weird, and it's very sort of corridor based in a way that even the original Quake isn't, where you just go from corridor to room to corridor to room. And the level design in the original Quake is just more adventurous than that. I don't know. I had kind of mixed feelings about this when I played it for the first time. But it's cool, right? It's nice that it is in here, and it's good. It's a good episode, right? I'm not slagging it off completely here. It's very good that it is in here. So that's Dimension of the Past. But the real attraction here is a new machine games thing, and that is Dimension of the Machine. So you can already see the thing, right? Like, this almost looks like sort of Doom 2016 sort of fare. And this is kind of a taste of where Quake modding, Quake mapping is at these days. So a lot of the higher profile community projects are basically kind of look like this, right? Sort of this highly detailed stuff. This also has a few other tropes that a lot of sort of modern Quake community project thingies have. There's a little bit of scripting with a screen shake there. Collect all the runes to power the machine. Yes, because this has a hub structure. So we can go over here and we can pick our levels, right? So we need to collect all the runes, and we can do the levels in any order that we want. And this is very much like, for example, in Arcane Dimensions, which is sort of the highest profile Quake map set, I guess, there is. Quake community map set. It's very much a similar structure where you get kind of a hub level. And you can just kind of pick the levels that you want to play. The Realm of the Machinist. The Realm of the Blacksmith. The Realm of the Stonemasons. And the levels are, again, kind of strongly themed. I've only looked at like 2 of them or something. But they are very, strongly themed and not really adhering to sort of necessarily adhering to the Quake aesthetic, right? So if you go to the Realm of the Astrologers, you have this, first of all, like, sort of gorgeous kind of outdoor area. And, look at that skybox. That is a skybox right there. Right, so we have this cool, like, cosmic horror kind of thing going on. And every level in this has kind of a different, distinct theme to it. And it's great, right? Like, so, you like first-person platforming? I do. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, well, at least it doesn't kill you if you drop down. So that's at least something. I think we can drop down here. Yes. Alright, let's go here. Sort of platforms in the void. Can't actually hit you, that's not good. And I don't have any ammo left. I should probably just... Let's just go back in real fast. Dimension of the Machine. So this is a really cool thing. I like that this is in here. Again, that probably gives folks who are not that inclined to install map sets and mods themselves, which maybe try some of that. There's some really cool stuff there, just as a heads up. But kind of an idea of where Quake modding is at these days, and I like that. Imagine of the cultists. I mean, this does look a bit similar, but probably does its sort of own thing. Oh yeah, right. Look at that church. So, This church probably has more polygons than the entire first episode of Quake in total. But yeah. Ooh. Oh yeah. It is also kind of funny, like a lot of this is something again, I'm kind of much more in tune with sort of the Doom scene than the Quake scene, but a lot of sort of the highly detailed Doom, sort of the GZ Doom oops, oh Jesus Christ, I'm sorry. Oh, there we go. Are very much like this, right? So like the idea of taking the ground texture when it's kind of tiled like that and just breaking it up and using those that structure to make this kind of thing is such a thing, right? Like you remember sort of the texture from Doom with sort of the hexagons? I don't remember if they were hexagons or octagons or something like that. And you just take those and sort of clip out or like carve out little things with that. I don't know. If you play a lot of sort of oh Jesus, oh that was a bad thing. I'm not playing well. Just fine. That's not why you're here, I hope. And yeah, look at this stuff. Like, this is really cool. I am very much looking forward to playing through this. I might maybe do a stream where I play through this entire thing for the first time. I'm not going to promise anything, but I might do that. But that's just like a little taste of Dimension of the Machine. It's cool. Like, it's a lot more... They put a lot more sort of effort into this than they did with Dimension of the Past. Like, Dimension of the Past was just like a little thing they did on the side for fun, I believe. Right? It wasn't really... It was also... They just released that for free on the internet, right? So it wasn't really... You know, it was just a little fun thing, I guess. And this... Yeah, this is kind of the... Dimension of the Machine is kind of the real shit. And it's great, and I can't wait to play it. What else do we have? Right, Quake 64. Let's activate that. So this kind of uses the interface, or like the way that the Doom re-releases kind of work. The ones that Nerf Software did, right? They started releasing a lot of sort of community add-ons for the Doom re-releases. And I hope that they're going to do this for this too. It's like if you're like using source ports and modding the game yourself, you kind of don't need it. But I feel like this is a good way to introduce the world at large to the wonderful world of Doom and Quake modding. So I really like that. Have I activated this? Yes, I have. So let's start a new game, Quake 64. So Quake 64 has you just pick the difficulty here. So let's do hard. And here we go, the Slipgate complex. So colored lighting, as you can see. And also Vaseline. Vast amounts of Vaseline on my monitor. Because that is what Quake 64 kind of looked like. You know, the N64 was not... if you can't deal with blur, the N64 maybe... Oh yeah, see that blue light here? The N64 maybe isn't your cup of tea. But this is cool. I don't know. I like that they put this in here. You can probably turn this Vaseline filter off. Ooh, yeah, that water does not look great. This does not look great, but it's kind of a fun thing that they put this in here. It's probably going to be a bunch of level and geometry differences and stuff like that too. Oh, look at these textures. Oof. Ah. Oh, that is a texture resolution from hell. Okay. Well, this looks very much like Quake so far. Seems to be a very faithful port, actually. The only unfortunate thing was that you had to play this with the N64 controller. I don't know. It was probably fine. You could make do. You could make do. You can make do with anything, essentially. Oh, this is very faithful so far. Yeah, like simplified textures and stuff like that. Definitely. Like, this room is very dark in the original as well. Like, maybe simplified geometry. I don't quite remember what this looked like in... By the way, there's also another way to get to the quad damage. I think I didn't show that earlier, and that is from here. Right? That's the little quad damage room. Okay. Ah, yeah, it is different. There's no... The secret up here is not there. I see. Okay, cool. Right, sort of the secret where you need to jump up here and then jump up there. That's not in this. Interesting. Biosuit. This is here though? Yes, this is here. I do kind of like the way this looks. It's more colorful, right? And I'm also finding myself getting used to the Vaseline filter in a weird way right now. This might just be Stockholm Syndrome. But I don't know. No, let's not joke about that kind of thing. But yeah, this is cool. I like that they put this in here, and I hope they're going to release a bunch of like additional add-ons for this. And you know, this takes us back here again. Yeah, Council of the Damned. Yeah, right. Like all the crates that are here in the original are not here. Cool. This is kind of a... Maybe this is not something you want to play through as your first playthrough of Quake, but I can see myself playing this at some point. I don't know. It's cool. I like it. So yeah, that is just that's gonna be it for this. Again, kind of a quick thing. I just wanted to do a little checkout thing and just look at the few things that are in here. There's achievements. Got a few of them. Find the secret exit in Quake Episode 1, Dimension of the Doomed, and that's how far I played this basically before I said to myself, hey, let's just record a little video. But yeah, there's a bunch of stuff here, you know. I think to get all the achievements you have to complete everything in Nightmare. Right, there's like a hidden Nightmare difficulty in this. Deactivate, right. You don't know. There's hard skill, but there's also nightmare skill. And where is the thing? I did it wrong. But you land up here, go in there, and then you get the nightmare skill, which is awesome. Let me just quickly do that again. I always forget. There we go. Boom. Likes nightmare skill. Nightmare skill is kind of weird in Quake. It's not... I always felt like, okay, now I have actually texture smoothing on in everything. Because it turns it on for Quake 64, huh? Yeah, it does. Okay. I think that this is kind of like... This is not like that nightmare skill in Doom, where it has like respawning monsters and stuff. This works a little differently, and I always kind of... Maybe I need to actually do a proper Quake Nightmare playthrough at some point, because I always felt that this wasn't that much harder from hard difficulty. I don't know. I just have a few like faster monsters and... Oh, I can't pick this up. Okay, so I have less health. That checks out. Okay. Yeah, there's a few things. Yeah. Again, I'm not that familiar with Quake in the same way that I am with Doom. But maybe I should just play some more Quake. And I might do that. In any case, that's gonna be it for this. Thanks everybody for watching, if anybody has watched this. And see you next video, or stream, or whatever. Bye bye.